The Insider Gaming app is the fastest, cleanest, and most personalized way to stay connected to the gaming world. Anytime, anywhere. Get all your news in one place with fewer ads, more features, and a design built for how you actually read on your phone. And if that's not enough, unlock Insider Gaming Premium or Premium Plus for ad-free browsing, personalized feeds, weekly subscriber-only podcasts, and so much more. Download the Insider Gaming app today for free on Google Play or the App Store. Hello, everyone, and welcome into Insider Gaming Weekly, a video game podcast. It is episode 49. We're into year 2 officially of the show. Mike Straw, Tom Henderson, A to the P, Albert Perkins, Grant Taylor Hill, here with you as always. How you guys feeling? How you doing on this lovely Friday?
Oh, we're on. Sorry, man. I didn't realize I was busy playing the new trivia game on the Insider Gaming app, man. I completely lost track. I'm sorry. This game is so good.
Progress on it too, man.
AP's on it too, man. This is crazy.
Absolutely. Mike, why don't you tell them about it, man?
Oh, funny you mentioned that. Insider Gaming has launched a new update to our app, available free on iOS and Android, with trivia. You have to guess the game based on a blurred screenshot, and I don't want to admit how I did on the first one. I mean, I didn't do too bad. I got 8 out of 10. Should have been better.
AP, did you finish yours?
I'm wrapping up as we speak, actually.
I'm curious, man. I want to see what everyone's score was, because I'm pretty sure I was the best. I beat all you guys, because that's my genre. That's my niche.
I got a whopping 999.
I can't remember what I got. What did I get?
I got a 6 out of 10, man.
You got
1,000.
1,121. Currently, first place. You know what? First place is J Fox 0 with 1445. Davy Boy 1445 or 1432 had 1445, and Toxic Squad had 1430.
What's the max score? What, 1,500?
I think it like multiplies, so I think it's around 1,500. Yeah,
because that must mean they got every single answer within like 0.1 of a second. That's crazy. They're macro in that shit, man.
Albert's having that much of a good time. His mic's crashed. His camera, sorry.
Look at this. Yeah, look at this. I want to see this. I beat all of you guys, and I got 9 out of 10. I don't know which one. Point of. I
think it's the police cop one is the hardest.
I wouldn't know. I can't go back and verify which one I got wrong, which would be nice. Quality of life
feature to come. Features.
No, that's really good. I like that. The fact that it was the first one was my games. I'm like, yeah, I'll take that. That's nice.
That's not the only feature that has been added. We heard about people wanting to be able to listen to the premium shows, our Premium Plus subscribers, listen to the shows while they're doing other things on the phone, or turning off their screen so they don't have to keep it active. That is also available in the app. And we have a lot more coming as far as features to go. So I'm so excited about it. But those are two of the big ones. Download it today, iOS, Android. And don't be frozen out like A to the P, Albert Perkins. Guys, it's going to be
in voice, but not in physical form.
He wanted to do his best Tom Henderson impression.
Oh, man.
He wanted... No one sees the face anymore. There he is.
Oh, man. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. But hey, at least we got it working again for now.
Speaking of working, we got a lot of work to get to, a lot of stuff to talk to here on Insider Gaming Weekly, brought to you by the aforementioned Insider Gaming app. Download it. Also, be sure to like and subscribe the video if you're listening to us after the fact on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or elsewhere. Leave us a rating. Leave us a review. It helps. Even if your comment is, when is Mike going to be fired? Because those continue to rise up, and I love every single one of them. They make me so happy to read. So keep them coming. The negativity fuels me. It motivates me to keep on keeping on. Life's a garden. Dig it.
Give him that fuel, guys. Give him.
We have Xbox may be in trouble. We have GTA 6 launching without a disk drive. A Nintendo Direct is rumored, and we will talk about that. And Ubisoft employees are tempted to strike, or they are going to strike. It's not tempted. But first, before we get into that, I wanted to bring it back again because we did have a nice little conversation on it last week. I want to know if anybody has any fun things they've been playing aside from the new trivia game in the Insider Gaming app.
That was going to be my
iOS and Android.
That was going to be my plug. I've not been playing anything apart from the Insider Gaming trivia.
If you want more trivia, subscribe to the Insider Gaming newsletter because we added a puzzle corner that started last week, and it's going to have more puzzles each and every week. Insider-gaming.com/subscribe. AP, what have you been playing?
Man, nothing new, honestly. Same stuff I was playing last week. I did dive into Highguard briefly.
We're going to talk about that one.
Yes, we are.
Hold off on that. We got some things to say.
I think I'm going to hold off on it. Yeah. I don't want to get into the juicy details on that, so I actually have something to say about it. But, yeah, let's just say I wasn't overly impressed.
How about you, Grant?
Well, it has been extraction shooter city central for me in the last week. It's been a bit of Tarkov, and it's been a couple of new ones, actually. Some that just went into early access. There's one called Highguard, which is a fantasy kind of, it's like if Fable was an extraction shooter or like an extraction game because there's no guns in it, right? And it's really cool. It's like a third person, which means, Mike, you might actually get on with it. It's like a third person traditional extraction game. You load into your maps, you do whatever, you get in, you get out. But it's really weird. It has a weird life cycle because it used to be known as a completely different name, and they rebranded it out of nowhere for seemingly no reason to confuse everyone. But it's by a guy called Chris Kaleki, who was like a 15-year veteran of Blizzard working on World of Warcraft. So you've got that kind of influence there as well. So that's cool. The Midnight Walkers as well, which is if you've ever heard of The Raid or like a Judge Dredd kind of thing, where the map is like this huge mega complex and it's loads of different floors, and every floor is something different. So you go in on a random floor and you can go like up and down the building as the game unravels, and it's like class-based and stuff, and it's like zombies and everything. So that's pretty cool. So that's been me. And then I finished Rage 2 because I've been playing that for a couple of months now. So I just finished Rage 2, and every chance I get, I've got the VR headset on playing Hot Dogs, Horseshoes, and Hand Grenades, which is incredible fun. So quite a mixed bag, really, for the week.
That nice, man. I saw you had the headset on your son, I think, earlier on this week.
Yeah, man. Oh, you know what? So he's always interested in the games that I'm playing. He's always looking at them. He loves screens. He loves technology. Like he's crazy smart with technology. Nice. And one of the things that he really liked was when I played Dying Light and I'd swing weapons at the zombies. He'd love it. He'd crack up laughing. I don't know why. But I took it when I met the devs in LA. I took it and I showed him, like the guy the franchise director for Dying Light. They were cracking up as well. They were loving it. That's awesome. But yeah, I was like, hold on a minute. He loves looking at the screens. What about the VR headset? And I put it on him, and he held it, and he was like looking around like this. And all it was it wasn't anything weird. It was Power Wash Simulator. So he's got an environment he can look around in. And then he took the headset and tried running off with it. And I'm like, that is not going to end well. That's not going to end well at all. But yeah. Hopefully, when his head gets a bit bigger or something, he'll, yeah. Because it's really cool. I mean, it blows me away every time I put it on and I play a new game. So
I've yet to put the headset on my kids. And I think I want to set them up with some synth riders this weekend and give that a shot.
Yeah. Well, not something you sure you want to stick them in with a jump scare, some horror game, something. Because know there are games I got offered this game like a couple of weeks back, and I couldn't do it because it was too scary. And I love a horror game, but a VR horror game.
I'm a baby. I won't touch it.
Do them. Horror games are fine if I'm playing it on a screen, but a VR, like Metro Awakening, I had to grit. And that's Metro. That's just an apocalyptic thing. But the jump scares and stuff, I can't. It's a different perspective, And I don't know if you guys have played Metro, but there are sequences where you'll go through like vents and stuff, and they have these like massive mutated spiders that crawl over you. And that's not so bad when you're looking at it through a screen. Yeah. When you're using a VR headset and you hear a skittering noise and a spider, I
Nope.
punched my VR headset.
Nope.
I literally whipped my hand up to brush it out the way, forgetting that I was wearing like a 500-pound VR headset. Clattered it.
God.
you know.
Couldn't get me into it.
That
Couldn't.
immersion,
Nope.
man.
I literally have to pull it up for a second and look around. And I'm like, it's not real. It's not real. It's crazy.
Phil
man.
kind of answers what I've been starting to dive into. The Ball Pit update that came out this week. I'm going to spend more time in it with this weekend, but because Ball Pit's one of my favorite games that came out of nowhere. But I'm also playing a game that we have a review coming next week for. You can. I'm not going to say the game out loud that I'm playing, but I'll give a very, very obvious hint. It was the most recent episode of the Developer Spotlight that's available now on Insider Gaming's YouTube channel. So if you want to know, you can go check that out, and you'll have a review of that, which I don't know if I'm enjoying. It's one of those weird things. You ever play a game, you're like, I think I'm liking it, but I don't really know.
Yeah.
It's kind of where I'm at. But that's coming next week. We have a lot to talk about, and we're going to kick things off with the game that no one knew anything about. And for some reason, it spiked, and now no one cares again. We're talking about Highguard. It was revealed at the Game Awards, got the final last game spot. Everybody thought they paid for it. Turns out they didn't. It was just done because Jeff wanted. They had plans of doing a shadow drop. Jeff said, hold on, wait a minute, let me cook. Did this. Then we didn't hear anything about it until the day it released. Had so much hype. I know it's just one platform. You can't look at the numbers, but I'm doing it anyway. On Steam, 97,000 peak concurrent users. Oh boy, that lasted all but 2 hours, because ever since then it has dropped and settled in a place of around 8,500 to 10,000 players, which that's fine. But
do you know what? It gets better, Mike. It gets better. By better, I mean worse. That's not the worst number.
Uh-oh.
On Twitch.
Oh, no.
Right?
Oh, no.
On Twitch. Peak, when it came out, 382,000 viewers, which isn't bad. It's admirable.
It's more than I've ever gotten.
Right now, guess where we're at now?
5,000.
6.
I was going to say 3,500.
We're at 10,000. So I don't know what that is in terms of, so what, 30,000 would be 1%. No, wouldn't it be 10%? So what we at, like 6% of viewership remaining? Or something like that. So that's a come down. When you look at a game like Arc Raiders, though, which came out and then progressively got higher and higher and higher and higher.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's not good, man.
I tried, and apparently I pissed a lot of people off with my thought on this. So Highguard loaded it up, installed after waiting an hour and a half in those ungodly queue times. It forces you into a mandatory tutorial that isn't short. Like, there's games you play where it's like, hey, do this, and it's like 2 to 3 minutes. This isn't a short mandatory training. I quit it, and I didn't want to go back to it. Because I don't believe in forcing me to do tutorials. I like to jump right into the fire and just get completely obliterated the first few games while I figure things out. They didn't allow that. And apparently that is that upset a lot of people. But then I finally got over it, and I was like, all right, I'll do the training. I found the game boring. It did nothing. It just did nothing that I haven't seen before. And I saw a comment and it made me laugh and completely took away my train of thought. I just found it completely boring. Like, there's nothing there. The 3v3, I know they added a 5v5, but the 3v3 just kind of did nothing. I have a group of friends that want to play it tonight. We're recording this obviously on Friday and airing it Friday, but they want to play it. I might jump in and give it a shot with a group of 5, but I don't know. There was just nothing that said this is a game I need to play and this is worth the hype it got.
Yeah, man. And it's the same thing as we saw before. Like, I put up a tweet. What we call them now? Zeets. I put one up. And I was and it was like, like, I want to see something. Let's bookmark all of the creators hyping the game and see what they're saying about it a month from now. And I feel like we've said this before. We said it last week. People are so tired of creator-backed hyping now. Like, everyone goes to these events, they get wine and dine, they do whatever, and then they're like, yeah, this is the best game. It's great. It's smooth. I'm having a great time. And then it always comes out and it's always absolute cheeks. And it's just, it doesn't work, right? It's getting to a point where
I get it. It's
losing
no
all credibility.
Right? No coincidence that they're praised. Like, I want to see one come out and go, that was awful.
They can't, though. I mean,
this
this is why I got blacklisted. Well, one of the reasons why I got blacklisted from the industry when I started out is because I was brutally honest about the fact that media and creators, when they go to these events, they just can't be honest. And anyone who says that they can be is just lying. I'm sorry, but
they can if you don't want to be invited again.
Well,
right.
And it's the reason why the same people over and over again get invited to these events, because they, at the end of the day, they're there for the paycheck and for the content, which
even if they didn't pay them.
Well, I mean, but they're there for the content or whatever, and it is like, I'm not going to blame anyone for that, but I mean, to say that you for people to say that they can't give or they can give negative feedback, but they don't want to because the game is good, is just so like disingenuous. And it's just, I don't know. It like really makes me feel like icky, if that makes sense. Like, it just, I don't really like it.
Yeah, it's fake, man.
The average gamer is starting to see through it too now, right? Like, everyone gets annoyed about it now. I don't know why. I mean, we see the stories all the time that the analytics companies come out and they're like, oh, this company invested X amount into like a creator backed whatever. Like this company came out and put like $1 million into hiring this streamer and that streamer. And I feel like it almost never pans out in the long term. Like, it gives them a bit of short-term gain, and that's it. Like, look, Tim the Tapman was streaming Highguard, and he got so much hate in his chat, he stopped streaming it, and he said something along the lines of, like, he won't stream it again until people stop bagging on it or something. And like, I don't even know if he got a bag for it, but, doubt.
He won't stream it again.
That shows just how much a creator's audience rules what they do. Like, I couldn't do that. Like...
Yeah, it's miserable. It's just fraudulent. It's not that far, but it feels like it's awkward now because you don't know who to trust, right? That's
Whatever
the problem.
You can trust the great team at Insider Gaming, always giving you fair, factual, honest reporting. Download. You can get it all in the free Insider Gaming app on iOS and Android.
Yeah, but I mean, like, let's have a little bit of a honest conversation about this, because I think it is.
Yeah.
You've got to be transparent about these things, and I think even we've been susceptible to the fact that if we're out at these events and you've got to be all kind and all that kind of stuff, because deep down, if you say anything negative or you say, I mean, I'm a little bit different because I just say how it is, and maybe that's why I like Insider Gaming, doesn't go to events and all that kind of stuff. But like, I'm not going to mention who it was, but I did a tweet towards Jeff Keighley with an Uno reverse when he said, the 48 hours I'll be waiting for all the apologies. And I replied with an Uno reverse card. And somebody messaged me and we kind of like got into a conversation about obviously how it hurts the developers and all that kind of stuff, and the intention behind that tweet wasn't to shitbag on the developers, but it was almost like just shitting on Jeff Keighley, right? Because he's clearly, I mean, even people asked him, have he got like investment and stuff into the studio?
Oh, and he paid back on that, didn't he?
Because they were glazing it that hard, because he was glazing it that hard. And like, I got into this conversation with this individual, and I just said it how it was, and I almost feel like the solution is for there to be like a anonymous feedback thing at these events for creators and media, where you can just submit it, and there's no name behind it or whatever, just to actually give honest feedback, because we know that these creators was at this event weeks before, right? I think we said on the podcast a few times, and I just feel like if there was all of these issues at the actual event, and there was this anonymous feedback kind of system or whatever, the developers could have they could have done something, right? They could have pushed it back, because at that time I don't think they announced that the game was going to release on
exactly.
the day or whatever.
How many people would it take at that event to kind of say no? Like even the 3v3 thing, they said no, this isn't the vibe. Like it doesn't feel right. And how long would it have taken them to go, you know what, you're right, we're going to push up 5v5 mode out before we launch, or something like that? Because obviously they've done it quickly enough already. Was it 3.5 days from launch to put in the 5v5 in? They must have had it chilling somewhere on ice. So you just wonder how honest the feedback is.
Yeah, I guess they did announce the release date. That was wrong of me to say that, but I mean, like, they could, if it was a different game, this isn't the first or last time it's going to happen where creators and media at these events and the game goes absolutely tits up on launch. I mean, they can delay game, like just delay the game if it's not. It's not there. Like
there's no risk at all. It's not like they were like marketing the hell out of this game, right? I mean, what's the big deal if you just push it back a few months or weeks or what have you? There's no marketing out there for it. So what difference does it make? It wouldn't have mattered.
It's like the next one with Bungie, right? And Marathon. Like, I think we've said it for the past, since the game was revealed. Like, we know. Maybe it's a little bit different now because they have done a lot of work on it.
That's why I'm willing to jump back in. Like, I probably will jump back in this weekend solely because you can tell, like, at the end of the day, you can tell based on the developers' comments on social media and what they're saying, like, they believe in this game. Like, there's no question about it. Yeah. It's just, to me, I found it just didn't. And this might be just the problem with, like, these types of hype around it. And it's not like they hyped it. They didn't say a thing, but that might have been the problem because people, when you go so long without saying anything and then the game's out, which they knew, like if they would have just shadow dropped it like they originally wanted to, probably wouldn't be as quote unquote controversial. Yeah. But with this, like they were a victim in a way to the
Keeley,
the uncontained hype. Because it allowed everybody to come up with their own narrative, and this is what happened. Everybody, right?
No, I'm in agreement. Like, I think Keeley, like, genuinely screwed over the game. I know there's the argument that.
Let me ask you. Do you think maybe Jeff maybe pressured them, like, hey, this looks great. Why don't we go ahead and I'll have this feature at the end of the Game Awards?
He did.
He's like, trust me, he'll blow up. He'll blow up, guaranteed.
That's what. I can't remember if it was like the creative director or someone else, but they said even in the behind the scenes presentation that the initial plan of Highguard was to follow an identical strategy to Apex Legends and have the game fully shadow drop. But Jeff Keighley saw the game last year and he basically persuaded them to release it at or reveal it at the Game Awards. And I feel like what happened is Jeff Keighley obviously saw this game as this, like, I don't know, like the next big thing or whatever. And then what happened is all of the massive negative reception, because you got to remember, right, with the Game Awards, like the last game is always the absolute cream of the crop. Like it's the best thing. I think. Yeah. Was it the year before? Was it the Witcher or
the year before?
That one. And it's like always this massive announcement from this prestige studio, and I think everyone's like just always. There's always that even before the shows, right? Always the speculation of what it could be and all that kind of stuff. And it just set the game up for failure. And then Jeff Keighley's obviously seen all of this negative reception and to his credit has tried to re-hype it up, right? And be like, oh, I'm looking forward to it. And everyone's going to apologize in 48 hours and all this kind of stuff. And then it just failed. And I don't know if that's just a Jeff Keighley thing, and I don't mean that as like an insult to Jeff Keighley, but perhaps one person shouldn't have so much leverage and power and all that kind of stuff in the industry, if that makes sense. Where if, like, maybe if there was if Jeff Keighley had a board of like 25 critics or creators or people who knew what they was doing, maybe it would be different, right? Where people could have pulled back and said, Jeff, this isn't the way, this isn't the game for this, and all that kind of stuff. So maybe it's just a Jeff Keighley thing. But I think the more important thing about all of this is, and something that I really, really importantly want to say, is that no developer wants to release a bad game, right? There's always factors and forces completely out of their control that we're completely unaware of. VCs could have been pressuring them. There could have been a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that just meant that they had to release it. And I think that's something that a lot of people have missed.
Yeah,
is that they not any game that you think of, no actual developer wants that game to release, in the state that it's released or whatever. And it's almost 100% of the time completely out of their control. And I don't know.
I can't wait to see next year's Game Awards when it gets to the final sequence, and Jeff's just going to stand there and be like, I'm saying nothing. And whatever will play out. Or maybe he's playing a really long game and he's going to show something next year that's going to absolutely blow our hair back. And he'll be like, I don't know, it'll just be a complete flip up. People are like, you didn't expect that. And it'll be
We've got
amazing,
the great new game from a studio that's been around for decades. And it's Bethesda, and it's Skyrim remastered.
I mean, it could be anything, right? And the thing is, people are going to go into the Game Awards with so much we've said before, he kind of points out his flaws and he makes jokes at himself and stuff, and he's a bit self-deprecating, which is, I don't know if that's like a
trait to have. To me, that's a good trait to have.
He can take, he can take it, and he can make a joke and do that. I don't think he'll do anything with Highguard. He won't reference that because he's obviously, like you're saying, I think it was you said, Tom or Mike, saying like he obviously saw something in it. Like the developers, like they obviously saw something in it. And like you're saying there, Tom, about people don't want to release a bad game. I'd love to see behind the veil, because some games we've seen in recent years have come out and they're so bad. You want to see how a team of hundreds can think, yeah, we'll push that out. And I know, like you say, it could be because of investment, leadership pressure, whatever, time pressured, and it's like, sometimes you look at it and you think, how can a team of hundreds of people think that's acceptable? It's weird. It's a really weird thing, putting out a game that is obviously not ready to go out. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with that is often they're just backed into a corner, right? I mean, what do you do? You're under heavy NDA, first of all, so you can't really express your own opinion publicly. And if you do, I mean, we've just saw it this week with one of the Ubisoft employees being put on suspension. And
what did they say? Because it was like an internal no loyalty to the company or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we'll get into it, but
that's where I was going to transition to next.
Yeah, so. They're obviously under super heavy NDA, and one of the things that is always missed with the industry, I mean, we always see these big headlines with massive layoffs and all that kind of stuff, but the video gaming industry is very small in the grand scheme of things, in the sense that everyone knows each other, and if you're known as an employee that always fights back to leadership and is causing problems and all that kind of stuff, the leadership at other companies speak to each other, and the back and forth happens, and then you're pretty much blacklisted from the industry. And it's happened. Yeah, it's happened. More times than I can count. I know, there's people who obviously take leadership to court, for example, for like sexual allegations and harassment and all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying obviously that's a lot more serious than voicing your frustration over a game, but the same still kind of applies, right? Where you do end up being blacklisted from the company. It's the reason why a lot of people who do who come forward about serious issues never come back into the industries, because quite simply they can't. They're pretty much forced out.
Unless they do it on their own.
Yeah.
But with that, I mean, I'm willing to give it a shot. This is its first weekend. We'll see what the numbers do. We talked last week. We kind of gave our guess on what it would peak at, and if it can settle, if they can do enough to where it jumps back up to the 20,000, 25,000 on Steam, I think they're in good shape. But I am interested to know, and we obviously don't know those numbers, how it plays and how it's responded or been responded to on console versus PC. Because PC, there's a lot more options to where
That's
it's like
interesting. Yeah,
you can just cut and go. And you have more storage and stuff. Console, you're limited storage, so maybe if you already have it, you're like, I already got it installed, so let's jump in and keep playing. So I'm interested to see just what the numbers are. I'm sure they're gonna praise the first few days of numbers and stuff like that, but we'll see if the interest in views comes up on the weekend and whatnot. Because when you look at its wish list activity, it's 8. It hit the top 10 in wish lists. So, like, there was an interest there. It's just how many are willing to take that shot and go. Like, estimations have people who like download it, like VG Insights. Their estimations are it's been downloaded at least on PC by like 500,000 players.
I feel like it's one of the. It doesn't feel like, it might sound weird saying this. It doesn't feel like a console game to me. Just like how it reads, it feels like way more of a PC game, you know?
Yeah.
The look of it and the feel of it and the whole, like, the fact that it's got some kind of like almost like MOBA mechanics in a way in there. And it just doesn't, it doesn't feel like the kind of thing I'd want to sit down in front of with a PlayStation or an Xbox and play. Like, it just doesn't read that way to me. And they had issues, didn't they have issues with, was it keyboard and mouse or controller? I can't remember what it was. There was some input issues, and I don't know what it was, but yeah, I don't look at it and think that's a game I'd play on my PlayStation. You know, even like Arc Raiders, I've got that on PlayStation 5. I've put like 5 minutes into it. Because it's one of those games where I feel like I want to sit at a PC and play this game, and it's weird. Some games you just get a different vibe, don't you?
100%. Mouse acceleration, people were saying it was a mouse issue.
Oh, there was something about that. Yeah. The devs came out. The devs come out and they were like, we don't have mouse acceleration in there, but we're investigating.
Yeah, frame rates. There were issues with people with 50 series GPUs struggling to hit 60 to 80 frames on low and all that. But we'll see what happens over the weekend. I'm gonna end up giving it one more shot, and we'll see. Maybe it hooks its teeth into me. Topic number 2, Ubisoft. We talked about it before. Ubisoft is going through a lot right now. They're going through the ringer. Their stock continues to fall. They proposed 200 job cuts after the restructuring announcement at their Paris headquarters. And now unions representing Ubisoft workers have unanimously agreed to strike from February 10th to 12th. It's going to be interesting because the reports are basically, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, as soon as Yves Guillemot, I'll let Tom do the name that way, gets to the office, people are going to leave. People are just walking out.
Yeah. As soon as he walks through those doors, I don't know if
that'd be a scene to behold.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be, because there's 700 employees at Ubisoft Paris. I don't know if every single one is going to walk out, but I mean, regardless, right? It's going to be hundreds of people. Like, you're just going to see his.
No, I think it was 1,100 people, by the way, at the Paris headquarters.
All right, okay.
But either way, still.
But yeah, I mean, hundreds and hundreds. Like, he's going to walk in with his little walk, and then the doors
walking. Was that supposed to be an insult? Oh, look at that! Look at that Yves Guillemot with his.
Well, I bet he was gonna say with his little briefcase, and then he realized people don't carry briefcases.
Say. Yeah, but like, I can just imagine the office doors closing and then instantly they just open again, and just hundreds of people are streaming out.
Right.
But I think, I mean, that is obviously, interesting. Like, the reason he is there is to get an update on the games and stuff that they're working on. I don't know if this has been reported yet, but basically what happens is every single year Ubisoft have a conference called the UDC, Ubisoft Developer Conference.
Yep.
They have one every single year, and this year it takes place on, I believe it is Feb 10th to the 13th. It is taking place at the Malmo studio instead of Ubisoft Montreal this time. Essentially what it is, it's like this 3 to 4 day presentation conference, right, of Ubisoft going through all of their games, their products, all of the tech that they're working on, and getting into the nitty gritty of like facial animations and all that kind of like really in-depth stuff, right? Just to show the whole studio what the team at large are working on with the various engines and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's just going to be interesting to see the mood and atmosphere of those people doing those presentations as well, right? I don't want us to discuss the whole Ubisoft layoff stuff and all that again, because I feel like we talk about it every week. But I did a report, I think it was last week, I think we touched on it last week, that around 2,000 more people are going to be laid off with the recent restructuring. And I now believe that to be severely underestimating how many people are going to be affected, because their past restructuring efforts have focused a lot around like the tech and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And all those higher paid employees as well, that are based around all that tech. And that means that this time likely the restructuring efforts are going to focus on the less paid employees, right? Which just means more layoffs. I did do an article about the whole creative network and these new Ubisoft creative houses, and 20 studios are within that Ubisoft creative network now, and many of them feel like they will be laid off, just because it seems like they're just not needed now. Maybe a few tech support and QA, but
yeah, you have a lot of people, at least the ones I've spoken to. I don't know if the people you've spoken to, bro. A lot of people are sitting there, kind of like the same thing with EA. The staff I spoke to at BioWare, they're just hoping through all this they get sold. They'd rather just have the IPs and their teams sold at this point, because even one person I spoke to said even if we stay, they basically said we don't trust the direction. Like I'm here for a paycheck at this point, was the verbatim word I got in a text message. Was I'm here for a paycheck at this point. And it feels like they just don't have confidence in and even for those who do remain with the company and what's going on. But it's also a situation where it's an industry where it's tough to just get up and leave if you want to stay in it, because there's not a lot of options out there unless you go on your own, and that's even tougher.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I can't remember. Maybe you have the numbers, but on the GDC survey that they sent out, where I think it was something like 40 odd % of people have been laid off in the past 2 years, and only, I think it was like less than half of that have actually found a new job or something like that. It was some kind of
that's
statistic.
Staggering.
Yeah. So it's like, right, well, if Ubisoft are now going to lay off, let's say 45,000 people in the next 2 years, you're now flooding the market with 5,000 other developers, so the numbers are going to get even worse. And then you have still got, we still got EA to come later on this year. They're going to go through a massive restructuring when the Saudi deal goes through. So I feel like we're in some tough times, and the studios at Ubisoft now, like Ubisoft, is it Bordeaux? Yeah, Bordeaux. That did they did Assassin's Creed Mirage, right?
I believe so, yes.
And that game was incredible, and now they're on the creative network, so they're not assigned to a project. It's completely baffling.
Despite Mirage just getting getting DLC too.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It's crazy time.
Sense.
Yeah, trust me. I feel like we're not even halfway up on the iceberg with what's going to happen at Ubisoft, to be honest.
It's going to be I just think back to your tweet of man, Ubisoft's got a lot of stuff going on. I'm excited to see. And then right after that, like a week later,
we were all talking. Let's let him cook. Let's let him cook. Let's see what happens.
Oh man! But that's the annoying thing about this, is that Ubisoft have so many great IPs. They've got so many great games in development.
Oh.
It's just the leadership are fucking useless, and that's the only like simple
and they
way that I
refuse
can
to
put
view
it.
them as the problem. Am I the problem? Is it me?
Oh, Eves will just he will go down with the ship. Like,
yep,
he's. I mean, if you think you're having a bad day, like he lost about 600-700 million last week when the stock market like crashed or whatever. But yeah, I mean, from everyone that I've spoken to, like high level up and people who are really familiar with these high end talks, they just believe that he would honestly rather just go down with the ship than even contemplate. I guess like his stubbornness and pride. Like,
yeah,
that's all it is.
It's my company.
Wow. Yeah. But yeah, I think the other 4 creative houses will likely get some backing from another, like Tencent. I've heard some rumors that there is like interested parties in some particular creative houses.
Oh, what a shock! Didn't we just talk about that last week?
Yeah,
creative house to just hear who wants what.
Yeah, but I've heard that those talks are ongoing and have been ongoing for a while. So maybe over the course of the next few months, years, we'll see those creative houses become new subsidiaries with other big companies like Tencent. We'll just have to wait and see.
Another company going through some weird time, at least in one aspect. Microsoft is doing fine, but the Xbox division itself, Microsoft released its earnings report the other day, earlier this week, and Microsoft itself announced a 17% year-over-year jump in revenue to a whopping $81.3 billion. Obviously, the growth was driven by cloud and AI because, of course, it was. Cloud revenue hit $51 billion. Azure jumped almost 40%. But the gaming side of things, Xbox, is where things look a bit meek. Revenue fell 9%, while on the gaming revenue, Xbox content and services revenue fell 5% year over year, though Microsoft didn't disclose specifics on Xbox content regarding the revenue for services like Game Pass. But it did say that the decline could be attributed to last year benefiting from a, quote, strong first-party content performance. And then hardware was an even bigger concern. We kind of knew Xbox was abandoning this generation of hardware for a while. It's not surprising. Every quarter it's gone down, but revenue dropped on the hardware side 32%. And it just feels more and more like hardware is kind of just like Valve. It's there, but we don't really care. If it does something, it does something, but it's not a moneymaker for them. It's not anticipated as even bigger part of it. But the big thing is Microsoft announced those increases to Xbox Game Pass. And we're seeing Xbox revenue fall despite the increase in the price of Game Pass, which in hindsight, you go, okay, the increase in price will make up for the people that lost. It doesn't seem to be the case.
Here we go.
What does it equate to? Didn't they say the loss year on year equates to something like $600 million or something like that?
I believe so.
I think gaming, like software or whatever, was down by something like 10% as well. Like it's nuts, but it's not a new thing. I think they said for 2 or 3 years straight they've been on the downward spiral. With hardware especially, which we, like you say, we knew that, right? That's no big secret. But they're not getting out of it. So.
No, the big thing is too.
On the services side, it's like
yeah,
and
when they cloud and whatever's fine. Or...
When they changed Xbox, when they changed Xbox Live to Xbox Game Pass Core, you're just like, and then they propped it up as like, look at all these Game Pass subscribers we have. It's like you didn't gain any. All you did was change the name and then started counting them, and they've never once like jumped from that. Like it just seems like they have not given a full substantial, like, here's how many subscribers we have. Like, do they have even 40 million subscribers at this point? I don't know. The last number we have, I think, is 35. And that's been the number since they made that switch. Like, it doesn't seem like they're getting any better, and they're hitching this wagon to the Game Pass and the cloud gaming. But I want to know how many people are actually using cloud gaming because I don't see it being a lot.
I don't know a single person that does. No one.
I tried it once and it was the laggiest, most unresponsive
the input
thing
delay
I could
is too bad.
Yeah, it just isn't there yet. Like, I feel like they're chasing something that they need to chase in 5 years.
It's also something they're chasing that, again, with Xbox, their biggest market is the United States and North America. Infrastructure, network infrastructure isn't what it needs to be to support true cloud performance, period. Especially in rural areas where gamers still do exist and in some cities. It's just not there. And there's not enough investment in making it better. Even like the best wireless phone networks still struggle in major cities. So there's a lot of people that just use their phone as their internet.
Guy in my local grocery store on my signal tanks.
Yeah, you go downtown in a lot of places. I had an issue in LA last year. Like when you're around that many people, it's just not going to work.
Yeah, it's too dense, man. Yeah.
I worked for a company a few years back. They were sued. They were sued quite a lot actually, because they had it was like a streaming service, like a sports streaming service. I won't say the name, but I mean, Mike, you probably know what I'm talking about. They had it's 4 letters. Yep. They had well, it's not ESPN though. They had a new app come out and they were like, oh, you can watch it in stream sports in HD anywhere, anytime. And they were sued because you can't do that. So they were like, but you can't. Like if you go to X place and you have a week and because of the way they marketed it as anywhere, anytime HD, they were sued because it was false advertising because that's just not possible.
No, there's phone services that just won't allow you. Yeah, there's phone plans that be like, you can watch in 480p max.
Yeah, for like 10 minutes, then we overbill you.
Yeah, or we shutter your speed.
Okay.
We do have a super chat from Matt. Thank you for the $7 super chat. Hey, Tom, I know he said spend a king. I know he meant speaking, but I like spend a king of Xbox. Have you heard anything in regards to Toys for Bob releasing a game this year? Liam Robertson mentioned it's Spyro.
No. I'm sorry, but I appreciate the donation, but no, I'm sorry. I don't want to weigh into it because, like, you know that it's going to be slapped up on Reddit or something, and then in 9 months' time, it's going to bite me in the ass. So, yeah, like if I find anything out like that, then I'll report on it on the website.
Just like just like Watch Dogs. Not exactly. What kind of rebuttal is that? What do you mean, not exactly? Given the detail, if you want to, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Doesn't work like that, man.
No, it doesn't. I know it doesn't. But the vague, not exactly, like that kind of shit annoys me. It annoys me so much. The vagueness, like.
Well, if they are working on something, we'll see in 7 years' time when it releases.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty much
But X for doubt from me.
But speaking of Xbox, do we see, before we move on to Grand Theft Auto, do we see this actually as cause for concern? Are they in actual trouble on the services side and with their who is writing?
That would be me. Taking notes, old school guy. He's got pencil and paper. That sounded like a pencil too. That was scratching. That's not like a pencil.
Taking notes.
But who?
Do you want to know? Do you want to know what I was doing?
He's doodling pictures.
I was coloring in a bottle with a permanent marker.
Jesus.
I will post the results in Discord when I have finished.
Beautiful.
I love it.
Do we actually think Xbox they overshot their shot with Game Pass and whatnot with the decisions they've made over the last year, and we're at a point now where consumers are telling them, "Hey, we're not going to buy into this."
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like this is the. Oh, sorry, Albert. Go on.
No, I don't know. The whole thing just seems kind of fishy to me. Like Mike was saying earlier, how they haven't really reported any numbers since they went ahead and made the switch to. What did you say, Mike? What did they changed the name to Core or whatever?
Yeah, and I know they changed them again.
Yeah, I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way and just seems kind of fishy to me. So I'm kind of leaning. I don't think so. They're definitely underestimating their their audience, that's for sure, whenever it comes down to, subscription base and whatnot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like this is the 900th time that Xbox has died or is going to die, like in terms of how it's being conveyed by everyone. And it's just like, I don't really care, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I don't really know what else to say. Like, developers are not interested in developing games for the platform. I don't know. Like, I don't know what that tells you. But we'll just have to wait and see. The strategy has been interesting to watch unfold, and yeah, that's all I have.
Slow train
Speaking of strategy, apparently Rockstar might have a new strategy on how they want to handle the Grand Theft Auto 6 release, as a new report claims that Take-Two is going to be skipping a physical launch for GTA 6 in order to prevent leaks from getting out there before the game's launch.
Fair enough. I saw people gassing about this, and I've said my 2 cents. That's the one. On like, I digital gaming is the way forward. Like, I haven't bought a disc game in about 5 years, maybe more. Just don't need to anymore, right? And I think the only negative to that is going to be network infrastructure, and
when they just turn the game off out of nowhere on a single day.
Well, there's that as well, but look at GTA 5. You could imagine GTA 6 is going to be around for like 15 years, but they have this, like, you see some of the tech boffins talking about the weight that it will have, all that bandwidth, the weight it's going to have on the global internet infrastructure or whatever. You've got like millions and millions of people who try to install it and load it and download it, whatever, all at the same time. Something's going to happen there somewhere. But like, the leak thing is obviously, yeah, that's a stupidly obvious one. The amount of someone somewhere in a warehouse chain is going to get that and sell it for like £1 million on eBay or something. But aside from that, it's also like, how much money are they going to save by not having to have discs manufactured and distribution lines sorted out?
Not as much as you'd think. That's the thing.
But something. I mean, how many copies are they going to make of this thing? Like, are they going to make like 50 million copies or something on day one? Or, not sell. I mean, like manufacture and, it's all something, isn't it? Bottom line, something. They got to make 2 billion back somewhere.
Oh yeah, because they're going to be hurting for goddamn money.
Yeah, man. I've heard no one's going to buy this game. Boycott.
I might.
You are buying the game. There's not anyone who says they're not buying the game on launch is
they're just trying to be edgy. And
I mean, if my console, if I somehow don't have a console by the time the game launches anymore, I don't know. Maybe I decide to sell my PS5. I don't know.
I'm gonna launch my alt account on the Insider Gaming app and write that you need to go. You son of a bitch. I mean, yeah, the report makes sense, right? Like it was to me, it was that obvious that I wasn't even considering it like an inside scoop, if that makes sense. But I know the guy who reported on it has done some very accurate reports in the past around like physical copies and distribution and so he clearly has a source involved in that process. But yeah, to me, like it's kind of a no-brainer. It makes complete sense, and we've said it for months now that Rockstar like to double, triple, quadruple dip into sales, and if they do like some fancy pants physical edition 3 months later or whatever, then they're going to do it.
It keeps all the sales like firsthand as well. Like, you're not going to get the I remember because I worked in a video game retail before. I worked in a store, and you would always get the folks that would come in week or two later, and they're like, "Oh, if you had any copies traded in," because they were looking to save a bit of money or something, And obviously, secondhand sales in a video game store like that, you get so much more. Like the what's the word? The profit or whatever that you make on that. The developer or publisher didn't really see that because it's a secondhand thing, but like. They won't have that now. 100% of their sales will be, through not direct to them, because obviously you pay the store a cut, or you do, I don't know how it works financially at the back end, but no one's going to be going off and buying GTA 6 secondhand. You know, that's obviously a huge advantage as well. They can just keep that price point whatever they want it to, man. No one's going to buy it off their friends on eBay or something, or Facebook.
But people can sail the high seas.
I was going to say, like, it is it's supply and demand in a sense, right? Where like the demand is super high. You can't buy it secondhand. Like, even if you could somehow hang on to not buy it before, you know, a week later or whatever. So now you've got the option just to buy it at full price in the store, and they're going to make probably. Well, I mean, they was going to make more money than GTA 5 anyway, right? But now they're probably going to make even more money. Like,
it's weird though, just the downfall of video game retail. Like, I don't know what it's like for you guys in the States. Like, when I went over to like Canada and stuff, and I know you're not in Canada, but I'm using an example. Like, there were some really cool video game stores over there. We don't really have that in this country anymore. We don't have video game retail. You get like tiny little corners of stores that are dedicated to selling consoles and games. But when I worked in it, we did the Grand Theft Auto 5 launch, and the queues were around the street, you know, like down into the car park and beyond, and it was crazy. And now it seems weird to think that this one, now the next game in the series, it's just going to be folks just hitting download in their living room, and that's it. You know,
it's so depressing. It's so depressing. Though I don't want to get to like a nostalgia, like back in the day it was better.
Midnight launches, baby.
But back in the day it was better.
But back in the day it was better.
Yeah.
Like Midnight.
No, it was crazy.
I explained to Bray like what they were at one point, because a GameStop, our local GameStop closed. It was one of the ones to get that CEO his $35 billion bonus that he won't get because of what he's got to actually accomplish. But you know, let's close stores. And we were talking about like just going there and like whether it be for Madden, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Assassin's Creed, it didn't matter. It was just any Pokemon game. It was just an environment, because it was more about the events surrounding picking up the game.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it was too.
We don't have that anymore, and it's frustrating.
Because that's what we do. That's what we do. Because what I was very proud of it. I mean, when I started working in the video game store, which in the UK is just called Game.
Really, right, it's going into. I was just going to say it's going into.
It's going back to administration again. Yeah. Again for I think the fourth time. So when I was working there, we were all gamers, man. You know, I know a lot of people go into these stores and they think, you know, you need to know everything about everything, but a lot of us knew everything about everything. We lived and breathed it. And we would try and jazz these things up as much as possible. Like, I remember when Destiny came out, right? We've already said about their massive marketing bid for that. Like, they gave us so many resources. They gave us like t-shirts and hoodies and posters and free stuff to give away. And we got like smoke machines in and projectors and laser lights. And we had the whole store themed out.
Oh man.
Like, it was crazy, man. We did that with Black Ops 6. I don't think so. Black Ops 2. We did the Midnight 4. Grand Theft Auto, we did the Midnight 4. We all got dressed up in like gang clothes and stuff, like gang colors. We did Halo 4. We did like Assassin's Creed 3, the PS4, the Xbox One. Every single one absolutely buzzing. The store was alive. You look at them now, it's like kids now these days growing up, they don't even know what they missed. You know, it's crazy, man. Because you were just in there with like, you didn't even know the people standing next to you in the queue, and you'd be standing there for like 3 hours just gassing about this game with a random stranger. You don't get that anymore, except if you go on like the Insider Gaming Discord. We can gas it up there.
Link down in the description below.
Well done, G.
It is sad though, isn't it? Like,
it's a different world, man.
Like, my son's 9 now, and I don't know. It's like one of those weird things, like when our parents said to us, "Oh, back in my day, like we used to do this, this, and this," or the bus fare used to cost 10p or whatever. And it's like this. It's weird going through that. But
this is our generation back in my day.
The thing that was nuts, I was talking about the back in my day thing, and I was like, when my parents would say it or my dad would say it to me, a lot of it is like, back we used to do this, and it's like, well, we still had that physical interaction and those types of events. Now, like, it's gone. It's so depressing. It's so depressing.
You know that you know that song. Do you guys know that song? The song "End of Beginning," the Back in Chicago song. You know the song I'm talking about?
Yes.
The one that's got from the guy from Stranger Things. That's playing now. Yeah. That's playing on now in the background on Spotify. And this is making me emotional, man. This song is about like going back into the, you know, where you were before and everything. It's crazy, man. Crazy vibe. But it is. I miss all that. I really do. I actually walk past the unit because I still live locally to where I used to work there. I walk past the unit where it's like a gift card shop now, or not gift card, like like cards that you give on your birthday or whatever.
Yeah.
I walk past a unit and I look in and I'm like, oh man, you just like, it doesn't even look like the same thing anymore. They've, I left there coming on 11 years ago, but you look and you're like, we don't know what we had, man.
What was it? The phrase, I wish you knew you were
in the good days before you left them.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's never.
Do you know where that's from?
I mean, I've just seen the clips from The Office.
Just from The Office. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's such a deep quote, but it's like, that's from The Office.
I know.
Michael
from
Scott
the worst character in The Office.
Yeah, it was Andy. Andy said it.
Oh, Andy said it. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But that's looking in the past. We need to look to the future. And in the future, there is goodness.
$20 super chat. Look at that, man.
Chila Joy. Love the pod. Y'all the best journalists in the gaming space. We love you.
We can eat today.
Well, best journalist is just one person.
One of us could eat.
Yeah. Who?
Oh, shit.
Mike, before you move on, I just wanted to say real quick, whenever it comes to the GTA stuff there and everything, I find it kind of curious though that they mentioned that, they want to go potentially digital only here, but in order to avoid the leaks. But did they kind of forget about that's how the leaks actually came out whenever it comes to GTA 6, right? I mean, you kind of
somewhere at some point.
They gotta get uploaded. They gotta get uploaded to a storefront somehow, and data miners are smart.
Yeah, yes, they are. Yes, they are. They're just going, go ahead, we're waiting.
Oh, can you imagine though if they just enabled just the download bang on midnight? How screwed everyone would be.
It would be insane. You would literally have all this like Cloudflare, AWS, like GCP, whatever. Everything would crash. You'd have a global network outage.
We talked about it in the past.
Crazy.
It has to be a game where preloading is up like a month before.
Oh yeah, easy.
Yeah.
And
that's the thing, like Albert was saying, like the data miners, man, like they're gonna find.
Yeah, then that's the risk.
Yeah.
Digital only, huh?
It will happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it becomes harder because it's not on PC, so that might benefit them from.
Well, I mean, the PS5 just got jailbroken, right? So maybe there's a.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's gonna be 2026 is gonna be fun. Speaking of fun, Nintendo is back, as it's rumored and reported that a Nintendo Direct is coming next week. The claims, which it lines up with everything being said and being heard on this end, that it will be February 5th, and it will be a partner direct event. So immediately get thoughts of a 3D Mario being announced out of your head, because that's not going to be what this is. This is going to be a partner showcase, which is a bunch of third-party titles coming to the game or to the system. And my immediate thought is we're going to finally hear some more about the Duskbloods. But are there anything, chat, this is a big question for you guys watching and listening live, that you are hoping to see maybe finally get a port of on the console, or anything coming to Nintendo Switch 2? Because there's a lot of people worried about the lack of options on this console right now.
What about them announcing Call of Duty going to the Switch?
I mean, the rumors, wasn't that spotted recently, or there was something that came out recently on that?
Well, I think that they're obligated, right, because of the acquisition.
Oh yeah, they have to. They have to be on all platforms. Yeah,
and I think Jez might have mentioned that the next Call of Duty is going to it, but I think he said like Call of Duty is coming to it next year, and he said that in 2025. I don't want to misquote what he said, but it was something like that. So does that mean that Black Ops 7 is coming, or is it going to be the next one, Modern Warfare 4? Like, I feel like they need to announce that pretty soon, but that's just speculation on my part.
Yeah, we'll probably get another look at Borderlands 4, because that comes out on the Switch at the end of the month. Claire Obscure is another good one to expect to hear, to possibly hear. I don't want to say expect, but in my mind, I'm expecting it to hear about a port.
Ubisoft is doing Rainbow Six Siege for the Switch too.
There's that.
Whether or not they have the people to do it anymore.
Says they're going to have anybody working on it.
There are a lot of rumors.
It's just even.
There are
he's the one coding it up.
There are a lot of rumors that Halo Campaign Evolved will be announced for it. Could this be where they do it, or do they wait for a later one? Because Nintendo usually does multiple partner showcases. Games like Diablo, Avowed, Sea of Thieves, Starfield. Does Starfield make its way to Switch? Like, there are so many games where you could see making sense to coming to the console.
Fallout.
You think Fallout 4? Or
any Fallout, because it would be the first Fallout on a Nintendo platform.
Yeah, that Fallout 4 would make sense. They just celebrated.
Is Oblivion remastered on there?
No.
Yeah, that's always possible too. Bethesda's going to put something on there. I feel like they're one of the ones that you're going to see.
They've stayed clear of Nintendo, haven't they, for the longest time? I can't think of what Bethesda game has ever made it to a Nintendo platform.
Skyrim.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, that's on like my fridge. I can play that on like.
I know, but you just asked what Bethesda game made to a Nintendo platform. By the way, what was the game? There was a video game. I think it was Home Alone. Yeah, made by Bethesda.
How did that come into your mind? How do
because you said Bethesda
Home Alone? Who the
Home Alone is in my head because of Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to her.
Good point.
And then you bring up Bethesda games and Nintendo, and I remember having Home Alone for the NES. Terrible game, but I remember it was made by Bethesda. So it all just wrapped up into one. This is how my stupid brain works.
I didn't realize Catherine O'Hara was, because she's in The Last of Us, and I was watching it. We were watching it recently, rewatching it, and like she's in that, and I was like, I recognize her from something, but I never looked her up, and it took me until today reading the obituaries like to realize that she was Kevin's mom. I was like, I never added that up, and I watched like Home Alone like every Christmas, and I'm like, I didn't even put that together, and
Panahiro, Hi-Fi Rush, pretty sure. Yeah, Hi-Fi Rush was recently rated for Nintendo Switch 2 or Switch, so that's possible. But yeah, Doom Eternal, that's another game. So there's a lot of third-party ports, but I feel like what they need to do are announce recent games, not a bunch of, hey, this game's 10, 15 years old and it's coming to Switch 2.
Yeah,
we need games within the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to. Sorry, Grant. I was going to
pull rank, man. Pull rank.
Yeah, like we said from the start, though, right? Like, what is the point in doing all this? Because it's not going to sell consoles. Everyone's already got these games.
Yep.
Yeah.
They need
Cyberpunk came out on it.
They do. Though people do want them on the go, and if they don't have a handheld PC, if they don't have a Steam Deck or an Xbox Ally X or a Lenovo Legion Go, a Switch 2 is a lot cheaper. So they play them on the go.
Yeah, but then you have to buy all the games again. It's like, is it really cheaper in the grand scheme of things? I feel like enthusiasts who enjoy those games and want a game on the go will likely already have a Steam Deck or
and I think it depends how they work as well. Because one of the things that I love about my ROG is the Play Anywhere stuff you get with Xbox. So I can play something on my PC and then play it on my Xbox and then play it on my ROG, and it's just the same save everywhere. And that kind of thing is crazy. Would that be applicable if they had like a Doom or whatever on like the Switch as well? Would that count as the Xbox Play Anywhere thing?
That's a good question, because I'm pretty sure the Play Anywhere, it's all retained to the Xbox store. It's not like I can buy. It's not like I can buy the game on Steam or my console and play it on the Steam version.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why it's tricky.
So,
because that would be.
I'm waiting for that lawsuit. I'm waiting for that lawsuit. Then you say it's Xbox Play Anywhere. You released the game on the Switch 2. I already have it on my Series X. Why can't I play it on my Switch 2 if it's Play Anywhere?
It's a $1 billion class action waiting to happen.
I'm waiting for that lawsuit to happen. I'm gonna file it. No,
it's not a petition. Change.org.
Hey, there's so many petitions. There was one recently too, and I can't remember what it is, but it made me scratch my head as to as to what. But this is happening. We also have the week following rumors of a state of play coming, the first big state of play of the year.
I know this is butting in like big time, but that comment from Cap in the chat, Switch is for kids and kids should not be playing 18 plus games. That's an interesting perspective. Nintendo Switch is solely for children. See, this is what I was going to say a minute ago and I forgot, but he's actually reminded me. Where I was going to say, like, this sounds like the only Nintendo show I'd ever want to watch, like Direct, because I think of Nintendo Direct and I think of like Mario and Pokemon and stuff and like Zelda. I don't think of it as being like games that like I play, because I still don't associate Nintendo with good games. So
you mean you don't associate Nintendo, which has some of the most successful franchises in gaming history?
My headset just
our
died.
History.
I can't hear what you're saying, Mike. My headset just died.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's convenient.
Son of a bitch.
Do you think that's a fair statement? You shouldn't have 18 rated games on Switch because Switch is for children.
No, especially with what the Switch 2 offers.
Yeah, I mean, like,
have you seen all the visual novels that are on that store?
The smut.
Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah, I understand where he's coming from with it, though. But at the same time, strategies change, right? And their strategy is putting everything on there now. So
Nintendo Play Anywhere, Nintendo Play Anything.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's a system. It just you go where the games go and you play where the games are played. And if they want to release them, they want to release them. It's only exactly. And Edward Wood says it. Parental control is the key. Exactly. But on the PlayStation State of Play, like that rumors come up. They usually have their first big one in February every year. But I'm sitting here wondering what from the Sony side should we expect on that front? Like
Intergalactic.
I don't think we're anywhere near getting anything for that. I think we're still a year away from seeing anything.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, Wolverine's a safe bet, I think.
Yeah. Wolverine, maybe they show more Halo campaign involved.
I just
just start listing all the Xbox games.
Starfield, Fallout. I just want to see. There's so many dead franchises. I'm desperate to see revitalized. We say it every time we ever talk about nostalgia and stuff, like Infamous and things like that, and Killzone and whatever, and all these old PlayStation-centric franchises that collapse. That I think people would go nuts if they suddenly were like, "Oh, we've got a new Infamous." Obviously, it's not going to happen because they're busy on other stuff. But just something like that, there's such depth there that you could dip into. Personally, if I saw anything Killzone related appear on the screen, I'd wet myself, honestly.
Saros is another one.
Yeah.
What's the game? Fair Game $. Do we finally get something on God of War? Like,
the
TV show. Well, they can't do any of the TV show. They're only just casting it now. Imagine, ignore me. That's terrible.
Yeah, and those casting options. Some really good ones.
There's some great ones. I like when Ryan Hurst come through as Kratos, man.
The 2.5D God of War Metroidvania, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I keep wondering. Like, we know
Marathon.
Marathon, maybe. Yeah, that's about right. The right time for Marathon to really start stepping up. Month before, yeah.
Maybe something. Another Resident Evil trailer, because doesn't the Resident Evil franchise usually have?
Well, that comes out.
When
does that come out? 26th, 27th. Yeah.
What about Bloodborne Remastered?
Would do bits. Yeah, why not?
Oh my god, it would. It won't. I don't think that game ever happens. Such a great game though. But I'm just wondering what else there could possibly be. I feel like we're in this weird lull because we've gotten so used to hearing about games or seeing games announced, and you're like, well, that's not coming out for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. That I'm just kind of show me stuff I can play by June.
That's why because I was talking about this with next episode of one of sorry, not the next one, but the one after the next episode of Access Granted with Abu Bakar Salim, and we were talking about the production life cycle of games and how it does get so long now that you're just like burnt out on the concept of waiting for games. And if you're a developer that can churn out games a bit faster, you've won, because everyone else is like, oh, the hype just goes. Like GTA 6, we were talking about how a lot of people, it's just not even their most anticipated game right now, just because it's taken so long to get here. You're starting to lose interest a bit, you know?
Right.
That's the problem. They announce a game, I'm like, cool, coming 2027. I'm like, I've forgotten about it. I don't know I forgot it's coming out.
That's why Strange Scaffold is one of my favorite developers currently. They release like 45 games a year as Tom fills in his bottle.
I'm nearly done.
Hey, what if they do something? What if they do something on the hardware side? We had that report earlier today about the PlayStation Portal.
OLED Portal.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't heard anything about their new monitor too. Like that was just announced. Maybe they give more.
Yeah.
But they've been doing that a lot lately. They've been dropping these random Sony PlayStation branded peripherals. So yeah, that could be something. Hey, an update to this device. And it's not like the Portal didn't sell. The Portal for a while was the best selling peripheral that there is. And it's just I do wonder if I don't even know the interest what it would be in that. Obviously it might be enough to release an OLED version, but you're one with the Portal. Does an OLED version actually entice you to want to upgrade?
Not particularly, no. Not really. I mean, I'm okay with what I got here.
Man. I bought my Portal.
I mean, the screen's nice and big. I don't need any more clarity. I mean, it's a huge screen, I think, especially for a handheld. So
I bought into mine.
Tiny hands.
I got mine, and then like I think I used it for like 3 hours, and then I sold it like 2 weeks later. It's like, no, I'm not going to get any, because it was just the latency thing. I just couldn't deal with the latency.
Yeah, I have issues with it from time to time too. Yeah, with that. So that's another.
Because you're in the middle of a game and you start getting the little disconnect coming up, and you're like, I can't do anything that relies on like timing or anything, because it's never going to work.
It's one of those things like with the PlayStation. I always thought if I'm going to play my PlayStation, I'm going to play it on my television.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Like my handheld are for like my handheld. Like I tried with the LIX, the Xbox LIX. I've tried to play like bigger, AAA games on it. I can't. I need the large immersive display, even if it's just sitting at my desk here with my 32-inch PC monitor. Like that's still big enough. But more often than not, if I'm playing like an epic type of game, I'm putting it on the TV. The handheld and the small screens for me are my indie game machines and
that's
retro games. And
my ROG's like a travel machine or like a bedtime thing, or like
every night I do a run of Mega Blanc.
Exactly. That's what I use that for. I'm not going to sit down. It's like the whole argument for AAA games getting on mobiles. It's like, who's going to sit there and experience like Assassin's Creed Mirage through a phone screen? It's the same thing. Like I have my PlayStation 5 is plugged into an OLED TV, and I sit there and I play like these incredibly visual games. I'm like,
exactly.
This is the way you appreciate this game. Not on like a little. Can't do that.
Exactly. And that's feel like we're kind of at with them. I'm interested to see. We are going to start hitting a run of news soon.
Yeah,
which is going to be great. The one thing that's going to be needed though is coverage of that state of play when it happens, because we will be, myself and Tom during that time will be on, if it happens on the 12th, on our way home from DICE in Las Vegas. We're going to have, I already have a bunch of interviews starting to line up for coverage, more coverage than I thought I'd have, for some exclusives and stuff like that coming and previews.
There's a lot more this year.
Yeah, which is nice to see. It's nice to see. I got a couple interviews lined up on the state of the industry, which is going to be fun.
Next.
But yeah, we're going to start hitting this pipeline where we got DICE in February, and in March we got GDC. In June we got LA Summer Games Fest. And then I got invited today for press, which I might take it up on since I have family in the area, to go to a Sim Racers Expo in Charlotte, North Carolina, around the Coca-Cola 600, which is the longest race in the NASCAR season. But I got invited to like a sim racing expo, and it's huge. It's the first time it's been stateside. So if I can get some nice, media opportunities, I might just decide to take my family down there, let them hang out with my sister and cousins and whatnot.
Is it called the 600? Because that's how many laps they do.
It's miles.
Oh, okay.
Is it so? It's at the 600. This sim thing.
It's in the same area.
Are all the sims like just at an angle? Because that's all NASCAR cars do.
I hate you.
Excuse me. The whole race.
I guarantee.
I've seen cars. I know how it works.
If you guys ever get the opportunity,
wheel locked,
the piston cut.
I love those movies. If you ever get the opportunity to do one lap in a stock car, take it. It gives you such an appreciation for how much it messes with your body going around. Like I did it once and I went 195 miles an hour, and that alone ruined me. At an angle like this, at like a 50-degree angle, and you're making these turns at 150, 170, 180 miles an hour.
What do you mean, like what it does to your body? Do you mean like dizziness or
dizziness? The force.
I mean, I can do that. No, I'll just stand up and just spin around in circles.
The force.
He's actually doing it. You can hear it.
I am doing it. You can't see me, but I am doing it.
What was in that bottle that he's coloring in, man?
If you wanted to see Tom actually do the spin, get us to 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and maybe he'll do the spin on camera.
Sound like he fell over there.
I know.
He's passed out on the floor right now.
I'm in a box room, and like my chair, I've got about 5 inches between like my desk in front of me, the desk to the left, the shelves behind, and I'm just stuck here.
It's where you belong.
See, if we get more super chats, we can get Tom out of his box room. Bless him, and get a bit more space. Get more super chats.
Super chats.
Please help me.
Or Insider Gaming app, you can become a
stream
premium or premium plus subscriber. You get custom news feeds, custom push notifications, custom Discord roles. You get exclusive shows like Access Granted, which is pretty much our flagship show. Access Granted, because of the interviews
going like gangbusters, man.
With Nikita, Tom Mackay, Luke Dale. Like, just those are just some of the recent ones, and then you got more coming up, which you already talked about. You got Abu coming up.
We got Abu coming up. We got an interview with one of the most interesting people I've spoken to in a very long time, Andrew Wales of a company called PlaySafe ID. No, not you, Tom. You're a league beyond these guys, man. And we were talking about, so he runs a company. He's the CEO of a company that is trying to change the face of anti-cheat in gaming and player protection. And it might not sound that interesting at the top of it, but it genuinely, when you get into the nitty-gritty of what they're trying to do, they're trying to revolutionize it. And you know, because this is something that if you've ever played a multiplayer game, chances are you've felt this. And they have got some huge things lined up. We've got some. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything else, but yeah, there's some big stuff happening in that space.
It's going to be that's going to be a talk. That's the type of stuff I'm always interested in learning more about. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the.
Oh, Mike, when I tell you they got big stuff, this is they had like $1 million invested when they came in, and they flew with it. And now the things they've got lined up, man, like you wouldn't believe the levels they're going to now and the attention that they're getting and who's got eyes on them. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Now the question becomes, will it work?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's the $1 million question, literally in this sense.
But that episode drops next Wednesday for me. We're talking to Andrew Wells. So
yes, sir. Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern in the Insider Gaming app. Also, Lords After Dark every Tuesday at 10 a.m. This upcoming one is a fun one. I listened to it. I listened to the final edit of it yesterday, and you guys.
I wonder when Straw Renarder's coming, Mike.
Listen, I'm doing a lot of video editing right now. It's exhausting.
I wonder.
I hate all of you. You know what, Fuzzy? You know, I agree.
Damn it.
Get Tom a smaller box. But with that is where we are going to sign off this week. for Insider Gaming Weekly Video Game Podcast. Reminder, leave a like, subscribe, share the show on demand. Timestamps, as always, will be in later on. You can find me at Mike Straw Media. You can find Grant at @newcov_AP at the Weekly Wrap Up. Insider Gaming at Insider Gaming IG or on Blue Sky Insider-Gaming.com. Just search Insider Gaming on your social media platforms. You can find us there. Tom, look for the snowmobile. He's over that way. AP, it's on you. Take it away.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. For Grant, Mike, and Tom, who's in that wee, tiny, teeny, tiny little box. I am your host with the most, A to the P, Albert Perkins, and we will see you on the inside.
I'm the man in the box.